So I bought a massive lot of Wii consoles, controllers, nunchucks, and accessories from Goodwill. Everything in this lot is untested, so we're going to take an in-depth look at everything and see if Goodwill ripped us off this time. So there's a ton of stuff in here. I'm going to go ahead and take everything out, and then we'll take a look at everything. I have everything out of the box now. It looks like they did a pretty good job of bubble wrapping. We've got 5 big, clumps of bubble wrap here. And then we have a couple power supplies. We've got an AV cable. We have some of these racing wheels that were pretty common for the Wii. We have another power supply, another racing wheel. This is an official one, worth a little bit more. We've got a complete in-box Wii controller. That's cool. We got some sensor bars, some AV cables, all that good stuff. We have a Nintendo Power little pamphlet, kind of cool. We've got actually a few little pamphlets and stuff here in this little bag. Looks like we have our extended warranty stuff, Wii manual, all that good stuff. We have another power supply over here. So we have 4 power supplies. We have a Wii jacket, looks pretty nasty. And then we have this random 8-in-1 sports pack for the Wii, they had so many of those for the Wii, guys. I don't know if you guys remember, but there were so many of those accessory packs for all the sports games and motion games and whatnot. It was just kind of crazy, honestly. So let me know down below if you have a favorite Wii accessory of all time. There were so many different third-party and first-party accessories. Honestly, my favorite one is probably the Wii Fit board, which is kind of basic, but it was pretty cool. There was a lot of other cool stuff too, but let's go ahead and take some of this stuff apart now. So first little baggie here, we have a ton of Wii accessories. Like, my goodness, there's so much stuff just stuffed in this bag. Let's start taking it out. So we got a nunchuck. Looks like an official nunchuck. They actually all look like an official nunchucks for the most part. And those two look pretty solid. Got a third and fourth one. Both of those actually look pretty solid as well. Got good joysticks and triggers. And we have one of the Wii Classic controllers. And this one looks pretty good as well. It's got a little bit of weirdness on that analog stick, but nothing too crazy. And then next up we have another Wii controller. This one's a little bit worse. It's got a yellowish joystick, a yellow cord. Kind of typical for Wii stuff in general, honestly. We've got one of the Wii Pro controllers, and that one looks pretty solid. Kind of dusty, but that's pretty easy to clean off. We have another Wii nunchuck. That one's pretty yellowed. We have a Wii remote. Oh, and it says Wii Motion Plus in it down there with a black Wii jacket. Kind of random, but hopefully it works. A lot of these Wii controllers, if you guys didn't know, get corrosion over time in the battery packs, which causes issues. It looks like, fortunately, this one looks pretty good, and the controller itself actually looks pretty good all the way around. It looks like this cover is meant for a rechargeable battery, but there's no rechargeable battery in there. And taking a look at this next one, same thing. Looks like it was meant for a rechargeable battery, but there's no rechargeable battery to be found. But at least the terminals look good. I don't see any corrosion there. And then next up, we have another Wii controller. This one actually looks pretty solid as well. I do see a little bit of corrosion on that terminal, but not too bad, so hopefully it's okay. Got another Wii nunchuck. This one looks pretty nice. And then another one. This one also looks pretty nice. And then we have 4 more Wii remotes down here. And these two are kind of tangled up, so we'll take a look at them together. Looks pretty solid just from first glance. Now taking a look at the battery packs. Again, rechargeable battery pack, but no battery to be found. But the terminals look good. Always a good sign. And then same here, this one, terminals look good as well, which is actually surprising. I've had so many Wii remotes that have bad terminals because people leave batteries in them. Another one with a rechargeable battery pack on it. And this one actually does have the battery pack inside of it. But again, terminals look good. And last but not least in this bag, we got one more remote, and this one is actually a third-party knockoff one. And you can tell just by looking at it, it just looks a little bit different. It's actually pretty close. There's obviously no Wii symbol there, which is mainly the biggest difference, and the color is off a little bit too. But the thing you notice the most when you click the buttons, they just don't feel as high quality, which is pretty typical for third-party stuff. So on to the next package, and we have some more Wii remotes. Looks like we have a couple third-party ones in here. Let's take a closer look. So this one is first party, looks pretty solid. Same here, looks good. And this one right here, that's clearly a Rock Candy version, so that's a third party. This one's first party, but in a black jacket. And then we have, last but not least, one more. It's got a Wii Motion Plus jacket, but no Wii Motion Plus inside of it. We have so many controllers here. I honestly did not realize or remember that I had this many controllers in this slot of games and accessories and consoles and stuff. And like I said earlier, all this stuff is untested, and which is a bit sketchy coming from the Goodwill that it came from, because I looked on the auction site, and while this lot was listed as untested, they had other Wii lots that were listed as tested. So it makes me think that they just put all the broken stuff into one pile and said untested. I don't know, man, just a bit sketchy there. All right, so next little package, we have a couple Wii consoles. This first one is pretty dirty, but it does actually still have the flaps on the top, which is unusual. And looking at the front here, no SD card, But otherwise, doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's very scratched up, but that's very typical with Wii consoles because they just attract scratches. This one does not have any flaps on top, which is very typical of Wii's. Those things usually disappear like very quickly. Looking at the front of this one, no SD card either. I'm hoping that one of these consoles, at least one of them, has some games stuck inside of them. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so next little baggie had this disgusting Wii in it. As you can see, very scratched up, tons of dirt and stuff on it. Flaps are missing from the top. Ooh, even worse on that side. Here on the bottom, we still have a rubber feet, amazingly. And then here on the front, we do have an SD card in here. Nice. The funny thing, or I don't know if it's funny, but like people put pictures on these things, so somebody's pictures are probably on here, which is a bit sketchy. So I don't know if I'll show this on the screen, but we'll see what's on this SD card. And then also, if you can take a look there, tons of dust inside of the disc tray, so not a great sign. So we have one more little package to open, but I wanted to mention first that I'll be selling and giving away all of this stuff on Whatnot. And if you don't know what Whatnot is, it's basically an app where I'll live stream and you guys can join and watch the live stream and then bid on stuff at the same time. So basically I'll hop on and I'll show this Wii console on the screen and it'll start at $1 and you guys can bid it up to however much it goes to. Usually you can get some pretty solid deals in my auctions. So all of this stuff will be in an auction in the future. I'll throw a link down below. And like I said, I'll also do some giveaways, do lots of giveaways on Whatnot. I'll give away at least one console, probably some controllers and some other stuff. But yeah, make sure to check it out and I'll show you how to get to it now. So first you want to go down to the description of this video, hit the Whatnot link. Once that link opens up, it'll say Jacob R gave you $10 of Whatnot credit. You want to make sure you click claim your credit and then sign up. Now once you've signed up and downloaded the app, you want to open the app up. And then you can search through here and hop into anybody's stream that you want to. But to find my profile, go down to the search button, type in Jacob R. You'll see my profile, click on it. Then once you're on my profile, hit see all shows, bookmark all the streams so you're notified when I go live. And if you want to buy some goodies, go ahead and click on one of the shows. Then go to the bottom right hand corner where it says store. Go to buy now, and I'll put some goodies in here that you guys can use your free $10 on. So hit the link down below, get your free $10, and I'll see you in a future stream. All right, so last but not least, we got 2 more Wii consoles, and this one looks pretty bad as well. Very scratched up, got some dirt on it, no flaps. This side is very scratched up as well. No SD card, other than that, pretty normal. And then this one is a black Wii, which actually is one of the black Wiis that does have the GameCube ports. No flaps, no SD card, but tons of scratches, and it's easier to see because it's on a black console, and oof, just looks rough. But at the end of the day, if these things work, then that's all that matters. So let's go ahead and plug these in, and we'll see if anything in this lot works. So we have our first console plugged in here. I already do have a red light. This is the one with the flaps on top. As you can see, we've got a red light. Now let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on, see if it turns on and works. And I've got batteries in one of these remotes. Let's go ahead and see if it turns on, and it does. Okay, cool. Try to sync it up. And oh yeah, we're on the screen. So console is working so far. So the console is booted up, and it appears to have been factory reset because I'm on the page where basically you select all of your initial settings, and very surprising to me actually, because usually these consoles that are donated to Goodwill are just, you know, basically taken out of somebody's basement, tossed over to Goodwill, and nobody ever bothers to factory reset them, especially at Wii. And yeah, we're on our main channel now. I guess we'll just go ahead and see if the game works. So there's no disc in there, no magic, no free disc, which is unfortunate, but I don't expect those. We got Super Mario Strikers here, or it's Mario Strikers Charged. Put that in, see if it works. We'll have to try a GameCube game as well, since all these consoles do play GameCube games, those are the better version of the Wii. And so far, no dice on this Wii game. It's making a weird clicking noise, so if I had to guess, crap. Yep, so disk drive does not work on this one. Disk is perfectly fine, clean, it's been tested, and the Wii says error has occurred. Please press the eject button or remove the disc, then turn off the Wii. Yes, the Wii was making like a clicking noise when I tried to boot it up, so I'm not too surprised, honestly, that it's not working, but that's disappointing. Let me try a GameCube game. All right, GameCube disc does not work at all. It was trying to take it in. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so when I first put it in, it was like doing a constant noise of pulling the disc in and never actually pulled it in. But now it actually did pull it in, but it's still making the weird clicking noise, so I don't have much hope for this. All right, so GameCube game tried to load up, and same error as the Wii game. So I guess this disk drive is bad, which sucks. We'll go ahead and move on to the next Wii now and see if we have any luck there. The good thing with the Wii is it's not too difficult to test. You basically turn it on, make sure all the standard stuff works, disc works, that sort of thing, and so it doesn't take too long to test. But let's go ahead and move on to the next Wii. Now, the good thing, I guess it's not good that the disc doesn't work, but I guess the saving grace is you can pretty easily hack a Wii and play games without discs, so that's a good thing. It's still functional in that respect. Let's go ahead and move on to the black Wii, the one that is completely scratched up. So I'm going to try a different remote on each console just to get some of the remote testing done. The first one seems to be okay. I didn't test all the buttons yet, but it at least connected up. Didn't have any issues there. Let's go ahead and boot up this next console now. So turn it on. You can see the green button, or the green light, excuse me, and press the eject button. No game in there. That's unfortunate. And now we'll see if it boots up. There it is. Cool. So now let's try to sync up our Wii Remotes. Yep, we got life here. Press sync here. So another weird console. This one also appears to have been factory reset, which is, again, very odd coming from Goodwill. So we got something sketchy going on here. They're all factory reset. First one doesn't have a disk drive that works. I got a bad feeling this disk drive is not going to work either, but I guess we'll find out. All right, boot it up to the main screen. Everything looks normal. We'll start with a GameCube game this time, just because why not? We'll start with Shrek Extra Large, see if that loads up. At this point, I don't have high hopes, but I sure hope games start working, because that'll be mad unfortunate if none of these consoles read games. All right, thank goodness. So the second one appears to work. So this one loaded up and seems to be good to go with GameCube games. Got a GameCube controller plugged in, and it's working with no problem. Let's go ahead and reset the console, take the GameCube game out, and we'll try out a Wii game. So Mario Strikers Charge is loaded up and working. This is actually a good opportunity for me to test out all these nunchucks, because this game, I believe, uses nunchucks pretty extensively. So nunchuck number 1 works, and nunchuck number 2 also works. So nunchuck number 3 is pretty dirty. It needs to be cleaned up, but it does work. All right, and nunchuck number 4 works. Nunchuck number 5 also works. Looks like it's never been used. Still has this little plastic wrap here. And number 6 works. And number 7 works. And last but not least, 8 works as well. So this console works no issue. All the nunchucks work, which is actually pretty surprising. Now let's go ahead and turn this one off and turn on the next one. Next console is turning on, and this one is one of the ones that looks very dirty, very scratched up, lots of scuffs and dirt and stuff. So we'll see if it works. All right, so this console booted up as well, and I got the next controller connected up, and it's working. And oddly enough, this one is also on the factory reset screen. So I'm starting to think that these guys went through, and despite not testing, they factory reset everything, which is very odd. Like, I don't know why you would factory reset everything and not test it, but that's what I'm seeing so far. All right, main menu. Let's go ahead and see if a Wii game works. All right, Wii game works here. Let's go ahead and test out the GameCube game now. All right, and the GameCube game works as well. Guys, this is such a weird combination of Wiis. All factory reset, mostly working so far, just the one that doesn't read games. But let's move on to console number 4 now and see if it works. Console number 4, go ahead and boot it up. Ooh, that does not sound good. There's no way this one reads games. I mean, this is the one with all kinds of dust inside the disk drive, and it made that really weird sound when I booted it up. It also has the SD card in it, so that might be interesting. I'll be surprised if it is factory reset. Well, dude, what is going on here? Why are these all factory reset? I don't understand. How could they be untested and factory reset at the same time? So weird. So upon booting this console up, I'm actually finding my first few issues. So first of all, the sensor bar port on this console does not work. And the reason I know that is because I tried the sensor bar port on here and I can't point at the screen. But when I take the sensor bar and plug it into another Wii that's on, it does work. And if you didn't know, the sensor bar just uses power, so it doesn't really need to be plugged into that exact Wii. You can actually use candles as a sensor bar, just by the way. But that's the first thing I'm finding out, is that the sensor bar port on this does not work, which is not the end of the world, because like I said, you can use other stuff for a sensor bar. And then I also figured out that one of these remotes does not power on. I don't remember which one it is now. I'll have to figure that out again, but one of the remotes doesn't work, assuming there's probably too much like corrosion on the battery terminals or something like that. Yeah, it's this one right here. So put the batteries in, twist them around and everything, does not turn on. So first remote that does not work. So I booted up, and the first thing I want to do is go to the SD card, because like we saw, this one has an SD card in it, and so I don't have any hope that there's anything on here, but it's trying to load from the SD card, so maybe there is something on here. So the SD card is being weird. It's not loading. It's been saying loading from SD card for like 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, and I don't see any signs of stopping, so I'm not quite sure what to do about that. Yeah, that's really weird. It just straight up does not work. So let's go back to the Wii menu, and we'll try out a Wii game. So this console is being all kinds of weird. My new problem is that I went back to the home menu, and it's not actually going anywhere. It's just a black screen. I can't turn it off either, so I guess I'm going to have to unplug it. Well, this console is just like a plethora of issues. Not ideal. But I did put a game in, and Mario Strikers Charged loaded up, so that's it's actually very surprising considering the noise it made when I turned this console on. I'm testing out the Wii Remotes now, and the rumble does not work on this controller, so I'll have to make a note of that, obviously. So I'm still testing out controllers. I found this one that's completely like rusted out. That's not good, and I tried out a battery, and obviously it did not work. And this controller works, but it's kind of weird. It when I put the batteries in, it says the batteries are at one bar, but all the other controllers say like 3 or 4 bars, so that's a bit odd. I'm not sure what's going on there. Actually, I think this one is fine. I just put the batteries in the next controller, and it also said 2 bars, so I think my batteries are just dying. So that's the issue. All right, so we got another controller that won't turn on, some rust down there, so not too surprising. So I'm testing out this rock candy one, and it does work and it looks cool, but there's no vibration And I looked inside of it, and I actually don't see any vibration motor in it, so I just don't think it has vibration at all. Other than that, it's a pretty neat controller, though. It works pretty well. Now, speaking of third-party controllers, this one works, but the vibration's terrible. Like, it just feels so bad, and the controller feels cheap, but I mean, it works. It's just like I don't know, the vibration's just so bad, it's honestly kind of funny. So last but not least, I tried out the last controller here, and it works, but the vibration does not work, which is unfortunate, but at least everything else works. Let's go ahead and try the GameCube game on this console now. All right, GameCube game works. Let's go ahead and move on to console number 5. Console number 5 is turning on. This one actually looks pretty, I said solid, but not really. It's actually got a lot of scratches and stuff on it still. But we'll see if it works, as long as it works. No disc in there, no SD card. We'll go ahead and boot up. It is factory reset again. I don't get this, man. So these guys went through apparently untested stuff, but they factory reset all the consoles. I don't buy it. There's something fishy going on here. Not exactly sure what, but like, yeah, just weird. All right, so this console is booted up. GameCube games do work. Let's go ahead and try out a Wii game now. All right, so last but not least, the Wii game does work. So most of these consoles actually work pretty well. There's a couple that are very dirty. There's one that makes weird noises when you put a disc in. Then there's just one that doesn't read games. There's a handful of controllers that have issues, but other than that, everything works. And I'm still surprised they call it untested considering everything was factory reset. So not sure what's going on there. But like I said, I'll be selling and giving away everything in this lot in a future Whatnot stream. So check that out down below. You can also get a $15 credit as well for Whatnot. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed and have a great day.